What's going on, guys? We're back here again today. Welcome back to the channel Savage Panda Projects, the habitat for horsepower. So on today's video, we're going to be taking the time to get into another discussion here comparing the Audi A3 to the Audi S3. So first things first, let's talk about price. As you guys know, most luxury vehicles can often come with a hefty price tag, so considering the price point is always a very important option when making your next vehicle choice. In my personal experience, I've been very satisfied just the overall value with the Audi A3 compared to the S3. At this point in time, for most Audi A3 models, keep in mind we're only going to be talking about the 2-liter quattro version of the A3. This is going to be excluding the front-wheel drive 1.8 variant of that car. Most of these 2-liter quattro sedans are going to be looking at around upper teens, anywhere from around 17, 18,000, anywhere up to around 22, 24 grand. Of course, that depends on year, mileage, trim levels, features and options, how the vehicle is equipped. But generally speaking, you're gonna be looking around upper teens to early 20s for a clean used market Audi A3 Quattro. So I think this is a lot of car for the money. The key features on this platform, of course, you've got a DSG transmission, you've got all-wheel drive, you've got a turbocharged engine, and of course, most importantly, you have a highly tunable platform. You've got a great ecosystem of upgrades and aftermarket support. Now, taking a look as far as comparing the price point for the Audi S3, generally speaking, again, depends on year, mileage, condition, the vehicle history, what the car is equipped with. I would say at the very least, you're gonna be looking around upper 20s to low 30s as far as your general outlook on price point. So you gotta think about what is gonna be the best value and what features are you looking to get out of the car. So as you guys would expect, pretty much a no-brainer, your Audi S3, of course, is gonna be more of a performance-oriented sedan. Any S-Series is typically gonna outperform the A-Series right out of the box. So if money is not a concern, if you got a little bit deeper pockets, I would say definitely go ahead and start with the Audi S3 if your budget will allow. Dude outside with slammed Cadillacs making so much noise. Wow. So moving on to our next point of discussion here, let's take a look at the features that you're getting out of the box comparing the A3 to the S3. The Audi A3, once again, in its 2-liter variant with the Quattro, you've got the EA888 Gen 3 engine, you've got the IS20 turbo, and of course you have the DSG transmission with your Haldex all-wheel drive system. The S3, of course, you've got a slightly better version of that same engine, EA888 Gen 3 motor. These cars, of course, same as your Golf Rs or Audi TTS. You have the IS38 turbo right out of the box, ready to go. It's gonna provide more top-end power. As far as exhaust goes, the A3, of course, is gonna be a non-valved standard exhaust, where your Audi S3 is gonna have a standard valved exhaust. It's always a nice fun feature if you want to keep your exhaust tone at different levels depending on the driving conditions, whether it be comfort, sport, or dynamic. You can always keep your volume at appropriate levels when you need to. Now, as far as suspension, a lot of people do prefer the option of having dynamic ride control. It's always a nice feature, again, working into those different factory settings with your comfort versus dynamic. It's a great way to have the best of both worlds, just depending on the type of driving conditions, the type of roads. Some people live in different areas where the road might be a little bit more rough. You want to have a little bit more comfort, more spirited driving scenarios. It's always nice to be able to tighten everything up, keep the vehicle more planted, more buttoned down with those dynamic settings, where of course is your Audi A3, you're not gonna have anything, you're gonna have your standard suspension. A lot of people may not be super concerned about having a dynamic suspension setup on the car because a lot of people are gonna go ahead and move into a set of coilovers anyway to go ahead and fine tune the suspension to have more adjustability. You've got adjustable dampening with different kits on the market. So you have to think about what you're gonna wanna look at as far as your suspension upgrades. A lot of guys will have DCC cancellation on a lot of the Mark 7 platforms as well. So it's maybe not necessarily important to everybody. Of course, if you're gonna look to upgrade regardless. Also something to consider when making the choice between the A3 and S3. Now, as far as the interiors on these vehicles, I don't really think either one is gonna be overwhelmingly luxurious by any stretch of the imagination. That's really never a big focus for me when it comes to buying cars. I'm really looking for the mechanical features, something that's gonna get me in a position where I can make good power. I'm gonna have a fun driving experience, just more of a raw enthusiast perspective when looking at those different things. A lot of guys are really concerned about the interior, and I can imagine if that's your primary focus, then you're probably gonna be looking at a different car. As far as comparing the interiors to both cars, really what stands out to me, of course, in the S3, you do have the sports seats, which are standard. They also have super sports seats available as well for an additional charge. Perhaps not the overall most supportive seats. as far as more performance-oriented sports seats go, but I can definitely appreciate the look, the comfort, the support, the styling of the sports seats found in the S3 compared to your standard non-sports seats on your A3. Sports seats are an available option on A3s. You don't see a ton of them out there, but that is a choice you have if you're able to pick one up that's either a Premium Plus or a Prestige model with, of course, the Sport package. Now, something else to consider when you're looking at your various trim levels is, of course, your paddle shifters on your steering wheel. Most A3s, same situation with the seats. Most of these cars are not, unfortunately, going to come standard with paddle shifters. You guys had seen a while back, I had talked about this on other videos. Some of you guys have been asking about steering wheel swaps. I actually do have an Audi S3 steering wheel swapped into my non-sport A3. Paddle shifters work great, simple plug and play. Been very happy with the results. If you can afford to do the S3, of course, paddles are going to be standard for a very nice touch. I do prefer to use the paddles to shift manually as opposed to the actual shifter, but of course, to each their own. If you got the extra coin, I would say, once again, go ahead and get the S3 for the standard sports seats and paddles. As far as aftermarket support, your ecosystem of performance upgrades, the simple fact that both cars are going to be receiving the same upgrades, whether it be your intake, exhaust, downpipe, intercooler, turbo inlet pipes, suspension, catbacks, all those various performance parts, both cars are going to be getting those same bolt-on upgrades. So as far as the upfront cost, that's really where you have to look at the biggest difference. Once you actually get the car and you start building it, really the cost is not that much of a difference if you look at it. The main factor, of course, really is your IS20 versus your IS38 turbo. If you're like me, you went ahead and picked up an IS38 for a pretty reasonable price point. Always good to keep your eyes open for the best opportunities to pick up the best deals. I think when all said and done, the performance of an IS38 swapped A3 versus a Stage 2 S3, probably not a huge difference. There is a difference between the gear ratios for the transmission of the A3 compared to the S3. The Audi S3 as well as the Volkswagen Golf R do have a shorter gear transmission, whereas the Mark 7 GTI as well as the Audi A3 do have slightly longer gearing. So there are some differences there, but I think for most people, you want to save some money. You can go ahead and swap an IS38 onto an A3 and save yourself a considerable amount of money. Now, in my personal experience, I would say with confidence, the Audi A3 was the right choice for me, what fit into my budget. The amount of money that I was able to save up front by buying a less expensive car, that gave me so much more flexibility to be able to have the budget in mind to go ahead and proceed with all the aftermarket performance parts, all the bolt-ons, the upgrades. So you got to think about what you're going to be looking at doing with the car, and of course, you got to be mindful of the budget. Once again, if you have slightly deeper pockets and you can afford that upfront cost, I would go ahead and start with the S3 just for a more performance-tuned car that's ready to go, very well equipped from what you get from factory, and I think that's going to be a fantastic starting point just as any A3 would. So guys, stay tuned for more content. We've got a lot of exciting upgrades for our Project A3. So as you guys saw last time, we just revealed the biggest upgrade thus far on our Project A3. That, of course, none other than the IS38 Turbo. Really looking forward to that swap. We're gonna make some great power, so make sure to stay tuned for that. We've got a lot of exciting content coming up. So if you guys haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button if you wanna stay up to date with more projects, more content, more automotive discussion videos. Thank you guys so much for checking out today's video. Make sure to hit the video with a thumbs up, subscribe for more. I will see you guys in the next one. Have a great day.